Hello. Good morning, Franz. I'm here again. Oh, forgot to turn my speaker off. Might as well save that battery. Sorry for the weird noise. Fantasy, good morning. How you doing? Let's shimmy my ring light over so that it's blinding me more. Oh god. Command center is operational, not functional. That's just the way things are. Okay. I need some semblance of light, but not blinding light. Good morning, Conk. How you doing? God, that one hit me right in the face. Good morning, Dwarf. Thanks for the hydrate. Do you take medication for your anxiety, Fantasy? I am also exhausted because I woke up at 2 a.m. and I didn't get back to bed until 6. And it sucks. There's my furniture design page. Well, you could theoretically have something else that expresses as anxiety. Could be like ADHD, autism. There's a lot of things that are like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not cohabitators, but you know, if you have one, sometimes it expresses itself as the other thing. So, like, the centralized auditory processing disorder that I have is actually a symptom of ADHD. So the anxiety could be a symptom of something else that needs treatment. But you should go to your doctor and be like, hey, if you don't believe I have anxiety, maybe you should get me assessed for it because I'm really struggling here and I need help. I think that's the only way. Because sometimes you gotta be your own advocate. Okay, what is this? This is desk. Desk 1. All of this is one layer. So, turns out that this design did not work because I underestimated this desk. And this desk is this desk is more like this. Maybe a little bit skinnier. I think this one only comes to like here. So I would have like no room. Desk 2 is a little bit different. The current desk that I'm working at. I'm going out to get help at the tech store in a while, but I'll be back. Okay, well, I hope you have a good journey to the tech store. The desk that I am presently operating with is like this. And it's literally just... It's literally just that. Those are absolutely not the same size. Okay, so this other desk that I'm working with is literally just this. And it was supposed to have a little thing on the back, on the top. Probably a little bit taller than that. World's worst furniture sketches. And it had a CD shelf here and a CD shelf here. Needless to say, those CD shelves are gone. But this is what it used to look like. I had photographs of it, so I know that somebody has changed it. Which is the most infuriating thing ever. Just like my perspective. My perspective is also the most infuriating thing. What is this? Cora! Thank you for the concussion. I shall take a sip of coffee now. Speaking of coffee, I also have to take my medicine. It's Maraca time if you guys have medicine, etc. You should take it, including your vitamins, Fantasy. And Necromancer, you snuck in there. I didn't even see you there. Hi. Good morning. Ninja Necromancer, that's what it is. Anyway, so this is the desk that I'm working with. Except somebody decided to take a little chunk out of it. So now it's like this. There's like a little bit shaved off And it's just this one floating chunk right here. And there's still this wall. It also had a little floating shelf that went in here like this. And another one that went here for like monitors and stuff. So somebody took this piece of the desk and they cut it off so that it fit in here. Because as you can see right here, the desk I'm currently working at is just a smidge longer than the one that I had up here. Now, this desk, the one in pink, is the one that I bought when I was a teenager. I was probably like 14. Yeah, I say someone, it was very likely my dad. And he doesn't remember doing it. Right. And of the options that I have left now are stick with this desk and build a new one. So it's I can build a new one of these. Or I can go to the desk that I have left, which literally consists of again, my terrible perspective literally just consists of this. So there's this piece. That's all I've got left of that other desk. Cora! Posture check. Everybody on shrimp line. Spines first thing in the morning. Give it a little wave back and forth. Like seaweed in the ocean currents. Not a big stretch, just a chill one. Aye! And a hydrate to the face. Mewtwo's good morning. We're talking about furniture woes. I wanted to keep my old desk fully. But Cheese was like, we can't keep it because we don't have enough room. If we had completely dismantled it carefully, we would have had enough room for it. This desk now, $498, and only white. Why does it cost so much? It's made out of goddamn pine. When did IKEA become unaffordable? The problem is, everything else in my room, this color. Except for my desk and my nightside table. They're in birch. So like a... like this color-ish. Maybe a little bit paler than that. A bit more yellow. Still a little bit more yellow. Bit brighter, more saturated. It's about that color. It's really hard to replicate this color because it's, you know, a whole bunch of different hues. That's probably among the closest. I'm looking at the desk right now and I'm trying to figure it out. But it's the IKEA birch veneer. I do really like birch. But my cube shelves are in the black brown wood, the espresso. They call it black brown at IKEA. Fancy furniture places call it espresso. But it's basically just a stain on the veneer. And my desk surface is like that. Let's just do this. No. There. Sun keeps hitting me in the face and I don't like it. Oh, I'm sorry. No sun down in the crypt, just saying. Everybody to the crypt! To the Batcave! So yeah, I have the options of a birch desk or building a new desk almost completely from scratch. I have found things in the garage. There's so much wood in the garage, but I can't get at any of it because there's just so much shit in the way. And now I'm facing the dilemma of I need to get some of the last couple of things out of the garage, but I have nowhere to put them. And if I want to be able to put them in my room, I have to first build my desk. But I can't build my desk if I if I can't clear the stuff out of the garage to get at part of the garage that has all the wood in it. I am suffering. I don't want to go buy new wood because that's a waste. So, like, in the garage, there is one accessible desktop. There's two, actually. There's mine, and then there's this really ancient thing that's made out of MDF. I'm not sure where it came from. I think it was the moldy one from the basement corner that got wet and moldy. It's very much an outdoor work surface kind of thing. I would probably use it as a potting table if I had a greenhouse. It's not good for much else. And then, like, there's this weird, like, it's not a 1/4 of an inch. Well, actually, maybe it is. I think it's a 1/4 of an inch hardboard with a birch veneer on it, with the world's jankiest fucking cutout of one of the sides, so it's not even square, and there's not enough to make anything with it. And all of the rest of the stuff is quite deep in the back, along the side wall. Which, frustrating. But there are scraps. Now the question is, should I use... Well, let's go back to the original room layout, because I've got to illustrate something else. When I was a kid, I used to have these shelves on my wall, and they're about 6 feet long, so they came out to about here. And there were 3 of them. 3 shelves. The thing is, 2 of the shelves are like this. And then one of the shelves is like half the width. I can't remember why we did that, but we did. My dad can't remember why either. Naff! Sorry, I was in the middle of explaining something. It's a delayed reaction to the soda cans. Ah! Good morning, Neff. Everybody screech. I haven't done that yet. Not a lot of opportunity to do that this morning. And a hydrate. As hydrating as you can with coffee. So, these shelves, they're made out of pine. And like I said, there's 3 of them. And they're 6 feet. According to all my notes, these ones are about 10 inches, and this one is 8. The desk top I wrote it down. It's kind of weird that here we go. I didn't need to measure it downstairs. So, if we go back to this one, this one is and so the pine boards, I have 18 linear feet of board. And they're pine. This is also pine. Which is great. I like pine because it's sturdy, but also, yeah, I have 18 feet of wood. It's a good time. Oh, hi, Papa. Say hi to Stream. Oh, Tesla's sitting at the top of the stairs. Oh, he's doing the GG face. Oh my god. Say hi to Stream. Nuggies. My dad's not gonna say hi. He walked by my room just as I said 18 feet of wood, it's a good time. But then again, I did give him the Frivolita wine from Conquest as a birthday gift for dinner. And we had it with that absolutely amazing chocolate cheesecake that I made. And the cherry ginger mead. So I say Frivolita wine, but it's a mead. Went fantastically well with it. It was almost like a Black Forest cake, but deconstructed. Very bougie. You know, the label, it's Frivolita, so if you know the Frivolita cards, they're the saucy cards. So, my dad is probably not surprised by my joke. He probably approved of it. So, I have 18 linear board feet of pine. And it's not enough, it's not long enough to make the bed. Each piece is not long enough, and it's not wide enough. So, I want the bed to be greater than 10 inches off the ground. That's not the greater than symbol. I want it to be greater than 10 inches off the ground. So, the minimum I want 12. And also, I need the frame that I had in the bed. Is 7 feet and a half inch. So that does not equal 6 feet. So I can't use the pine for that. So the boards that I was thinking of using for the bed cannot be used for the bed, unfortunately. However, they can be used to create a new hutch top thing where I could have space for sorry, this is the world's worst drawing. I could have space for my computer. Nether hydrate from Neff. Where I could have space for the computer and space for the monitors. The only reason I would even want to bother putting a thing in here is so that it doesn't sag. It is going to have a backing board on it, but that will still leave it with structural weaknesses that I don't want to take chances on when it comes to my equipment. But I also hate when furniture is not flexible. So I could go the IKEA route and have it modular in the sense that I can move things around. Whatever vertical pieces I put in will have to be stationary. And at this desk, the way I had things always was I had my computer right here. And my monitor was always right here. So at the very least, I need to be able to have a place for my lamp as well, which my lamp always sits in the back corner here. It's got a little witch hat on it as the lampshade. So I'm a weirdo. And that's basically my desk. Now, there's other things that I have to keep in mind on this desk. I'm just gonna go grab some of the birch color here. I have to have room for the iPhone, my keyboard, which is a little bit longer than the stands for my monitor, my mouse, and my tablet. And everything was just kind of all mashed up front here. This is how I live. My microphone is usually on a little stand right here. And what else? That's about it. That's the stuff that I keep on my desk at all times. Ring light, usually up here. Trying to get the size about right. And it would clip onto a cork board that I had here that blocked all the lights from inside my case. I have all these great case lights that I don't use them. I'll block them out. Because the way my room was set up when I first got my computer, I could see the case lights at night, so I would always find something to cover them up. And that's when I still slept in the dark. Now I sleep in the light. It's not great. Neff has also redeemed the posture check. Everybody on shrimp lane spines. Just a little wave back and forth. Stretch out your neck. Like seaweed in the ocean current. Just wiggle and wave. Good job. So yeah, my conundrum is, do I design and build a new casement out of these things? Build new. And do I go the route of this desk? And just go like that. It also has a little cross beam. It's not quite that low down, but it has a cross beam that comes across and holds all this together. Do I just do that? That would be probably the easiest thing. So I basically copied this design, but I build a new one for this desk, and then I would only need to build 3 parts. And then plus this thing. Which is much more complicated. But then that leaves me in an even better position, because this desk just so many layers here. This desk actually comes out to the same distance as the dresser. And it's 2 inches slimmer. So it's 2 inches less than the desk I'm currently working at. So it's wider and just 2 inches not as deep. And so I have to decide, do I like the width and depth of this desk, or do I prefer the width and depth of the Hemnes, which is what I'm used to working with because it's the desk I've had since I moved out. I would have to refinish the surface of the old desk. So I'd probably have to sand the whole thing down, restain it. And I'd have to get a couple of pine project boards to build those new parts for the underside of the desk. And I've got enough hardboard to make the back of the back of the little hutch thing. I know there's enough of that in the house. It's the pine boards for the desk legs that I would question. The 3 parts is the easiest, but it's not the most stable in the world. But I also have the Hemnes design. And I could match that as well. And I think I figured out something that I could use that 1/4 inch birch hardboard for. So that's a conundrum I face. Also, this desktop my brother has ruined it, and I would need to refinish this one too. Because it's slowly ripping apart my shirts. Thank you for the hydrate, Cora. Just as I took a sip, my body decided it was going to yawn, and I was like, I'm going to die. So, yeah. That's furniture design. I have wood that I can use if I can find more parts and get a veneer that I can stain. I could use MDF for the bottom parts of the desk. I could also go with, like, kind of like the design I've done for the bed. And, match it. That was the eraser. So the desk had this design before. It was like this. Again, world's worst drawing. And it had a little cupboard. And it was the same on either side. So this one was a little cabinet. I made these too wide. And this one was little drawers. And so that was the desk before, more or less. I'm sorry if this is boring. This is my life right now, is constantly thinking about furniture design. The one thing I didn't like about this design was I couldn't get to the stuff at the back of the cabinet. And the drawers and cabinet were nothing more than junk space, and I couldn't organize them well. If it was 4 drawers, that would be great, but it's not. There's also the option, I wonder if they still sell them. They do. They sell these. They're called the Alex drawers. And this is more versatile for me because it's, it has more drawers. Apparently they come in some sort of blue, too. That's interesting. That's very similar to the color of my walls. What are the parameters on this? The small drawers can hold 4 pounds. The big drawers can hold 9 pounds. And (27.5 inches) tall. How wide are they? They're 13 inches wide. And 22 and 7/8 inches this way. Deep. IKEA field trip? Say quite possibly. How much are these suckers? When did IKEA become unaffordable? They're also out of stock at the IKEA in Ottawa. So, no IKEA. But it is an option. They're $129 a piece. That's insane. And they're made out of MDF, which is, you know, like, terrible. It's just sawdust and glue. Veneer. Why? If I'm lucky, I make that much in a month. Mostly because of Necromancer. Actually, it's almost entirely because of Necromancer. So... this is not sustainable work for me. But, I'm looking for government jobs. Yeah, unless I'm, like, a booba girl, singing and dancing, songwriting, all the talents that I don't have VTuber, I will never reach the kind of audience that would make this sustainable. Oh, in the as is? Maybe. See, those would have worked if I just put like a little spacer board on top, and then I could put the desk right on the desktop right on top of them, and I wouldn't even have to build legs. Medic holding an assassin through tight? What? I'm like the fucking Sun Wukong in the medical world. You can't kill me. I die when I get bored. Snapping the assassin's neck. Okay. I think it's supposed to be throat. Tesla. Oh, whoa. Tesla. He was standing at the top of the stairs earlier looking down. He knows his toys are down there now. And he's getting bored just being in my room all the time. If you have trouble with the word throat, it's T-H-R-O-A-T. Throw at. Throw at. Such a weird word, too. Gotta find the etymology of that one. So what is 27.5 inches? I've got my measuring table right next to me. The funny thing is, like, that would be nearly the perfect height. Just slightly lower than I'm used to. And I would just put some legs on those. Just put some little leggies on them. That's what a lot of people do. They just buy a piece of wood and put 2 IKEA Alex drawers on either side, and that's their desk. Oh, there's the stream boot bot. Denied. It's been a while since we've had that one. It's become more common again ever since people figured out the way around the Twitch bot problem. Yeah, I probably won't go with the IKEA stuff just because simply that, like, the problem of the cost. However, if I go with this, I can just modify things to make it what am I doing? Let's start this over again here. If I want to make it look nice, all I have to do is get some pine 2x2s, I think. what is happening here? Making a terrible mess. What's wet here? This is the duplicate. Okay. I forgot to turn certain layers off. This looks so jank, but it's fine. It just needs to illustrate the idea. Where's that note on the 3 parts? Oh, it's all part of it. Okay. Yeah. This is no longer 3 parts. I hear the dog. Rio. Rio barks a lot. He's definitely a bark. So if I wanted to continue, like, the design trend and still have all of the space under the desk, and therefore I don't have drawers and cabinets to put stuff in, I can just go with this. Good morning, Ross. How you doing? We're facing furniture conundrums. Where is this note? This note is here. Ah. What all's on this layer? Just these 2 things? Okay. Myron has kept you up all night. I was awake most of the night too. Trying to fill out housing papers. Oh, it sounds like the bitch boots are getting ready to be put on. I'm proud of you. When they do finally go on Note Ross, I will be very proud of you. Sometimes you just need to put your foot down with a bitch boot on it. If I'm ready when they're supposed to be due, I have to drive them to the office tomorrow. So what are housing papers? Oof. Yeah, that's for maybe getting my own place with some assistance. Yeah, moving costs are expensive too. If you've got a lot of stuff to move and you've got no way to move it on your own, and then there's cars, parking, blah blah blah. And they're saying we're gonna enter another Great Depression very soon. God, I hope not. I hope we can recover before we do. Yeah. That's why I moved home, but I love my family, and I get along really well with them. So, make America great again. Yeah, the Great Depression. No, you need to just get rid of your billionaires. That'll solve the whole problem. Stephen Miller in particular. Maybe I should make some MAGA merch and try and sell it. Take the MAGA's money. I mean, they're stupid enough. Might as well make a buck off of them. 'Cause they clearly don't need the money. But then it's just perpetuating more of their stupidity, because then they'll have merch, like stickers and shit to put on stuff. Did they vote for the other guy? Probably not. That's my take on it. Voting for the lesser of two evils always works, because otherwise you just get the most evil. There's no point in getting mad anymore. Like Neff's neighbor, a Canadian, bought $1,000 Trump flag. Like, can I have that money, please? Like, these people will put themselves into debt for Trump merch, and they're Canadians. It's just kind of sad, really. If I could set up an exchange program, I would find all of the Maple MAGA who just love America and want Canada to be more like America, and I'd be like, I'll have these Americans trade citizenship with you. and you can go live where they live, and they can come and live where you live. Your income streams are about the same. So here you go. You get to be an American and go to America where you think it's so great, and they can come up here and be a Canadian where you think it's so terrible. Yeah, you just gotta not be angry. You just gotta vote and go on your merry way and try and get ahead of all of the idiots. Yeah. See, like, here we normally, most people don't even pay attention to, like, municipal elections. I don't think I've ever voted in anything lower than a mayoral election. Because we just don't need to, because we have systems in place that, like, the bodies more or less govern themselves. Like, we don't have a vote for, like, sheriff or something. Our police chiefs slash sheriffs. I don't think we even have sheriffs in Canada. Um, that's an elected well, not an elected position, but like it's a position that you earn through years of experience, and it's not selected by the people in some elections, so you don't have to like campaign or something. It's just it's a it's a raise or a promotion. But not voting is still contributes to the process, so they contributed. No, 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 they didn't. Uh, I left a comment on Vosh's video the other day about how Canada operates in their federal election. Good morning, Uthway. And about how we go through that process because of the whole voting machine purchase by a GOP guy, which is stupid. And the way your voting registration works, like if you move, you have to re-register to vote. In Canada, you just make sure you're registered to vote by going and applying online. And you only really have to do it once. But just to make sure, you should check every now and again to make sure you're still registered. And when you move, you update your address with the government, and that is also tied to Elections Canada. So if you move, you get your new voter information card, or voter ID card, or whatever. I think it's the information card. It's short for VIC, or VIC is the short for voter information card, and that tells you what poll you're going to and the location of said poll and the number. And at that poll, you walk up to the desk and you go, "Hey, I have my voter information card here, and here's my ID." And you hand it to the deputy returning officer, who shows it to the person next to them. I can't remember their name, their title, but I was a deputy returning officer. So you hand your ID and your VIC to the deputy returning officer. And they check it. Their partner checks it against the list that they have printed in advance, and they cross your name off that list. and you get your ID back, and then you receive your ballot, which has a number attached to it, for one purpose only. You receive your ballot, the DRO, Deputy Returning Officer, tells you how to fill out the ballot by putting an X inside the circle next to the name of the person that you're voting for. And they have the name of the person and the party that they're part of on that same line. In really big, bold font. So you can't fuck it up. Somehow people still do. And they tell you how to fold the thing back up when you're done. So you go back around to the voting booth, you fill it out by putting the X next to the name you want in the circle. You fold the thing up so that the DRO can't see your vote. You go, you hand your ballot to the DRO. They double check the number to make sure the number matches the piece of paper that they gave to you. So it's the same ballot. Your name is not attached to this ballot in any way. We don't know which number after, the 10,000 or so people come through the polling station. We hand the ballot back to you after confirming that it is the piece of paper that we gave you. And then you place it in the ballot box in front of us. So 3 people, you, the DRO, and their poll officer, whatever partner, have all witnessed that you have voted. So your name is crossed off the list, and you have your ID back, you've placed your ballot in the box, and you can walk away, and your vote is done. No crazy machine reading, no being like, oh, you weren't registered to vote, so you technically don't exist and you can't vote. No, party registration, whatever the fuck that is. No electoral college. It is literally just the people. They vote. And they do it on a piece of paper. And at the end of the night, when the poll closes, everybody sits there. There's the DRO, the other poll officer, and then there's someone else who comes and sits. So there's 3 people counting the ballots. And the DRO is the only one who physically handles the ballots. No one else is legally permitted to touch them. And the DRO pulls out the ballot from the box, unfolds it, and holds the paper out so that the other 2 can see it. And we tick off a tally in a column. We take that ballot, we put it in an accepted ballots package. So it's counted, it's accepted, on to the next one. And we do this for every ballot that was placed in that box. Sometimes people give us blank ballots. You know what we do with the blank ballot? We say, this is a blank ballot. It is negated. And we put it in a separate bag / box so that we know that the ballot was rejected. We have a record. So we have a rejects pile and an accepts pile. And when I worked as a DRO out of the 14 or 1500 people that I had to count, there were 3 rejected ballots and one dude who absolutely insisted on using a pen. And I'm like, why? And he's like, so you can't change my vote. And I'm like, okay. You know you're the only one who's asked to do that, right? So we'll know it was you when it comes up. And he's like, no, you'll change my vote. And I'm like, I won't, but if we were gonna do that, we would just not count your vote if you voted for the party that we wouldn't want you to vote for, right? But I gave him a pen, and when his little pen-marked ballot came up, I still accepted it, because I was like, you know what? He still filled it out properly, he just wanted to use a different writing instrument. That's not against the rules, it's just the way things were for him. He obviously came from a nation where voting fraud took place a lot, where ballots were changed. He was definitely an Eastern European man. And he was old. Like, really old. Like, I don't think he's alive anymore, really old. And this was the 2015 election, so, yeah. He was worried about, bad people working at the polls changing votes. But that's why there's 3 people who all count the ballots together. And then the deputy returning officer delivers all of the tallies to the person who's running that poll center. So, like, a poll center will have, or a polling station will have, anywhere between, like, 1 and, I don't know, depending on the size of the area, like 7 or 8, 10, 15 polls in them. So that everybody has an opportunity to vote and the lines move faster. And that's for the federal election. The provincial election was actually, we had electronic voting machines, and I do not trust that. I don't trust electronic voting machines because those can be hacked. Whereas if you have millions of people counting these ballots by hand, and the ballots are collected and kept for recount for a certain number of years, and they're stored physically, I don't know. I don't trust the electronic counting machines. I just don't. The trick to make up a number is, the paper. Yeah. The papers can be lost, damaged, or destroyed, and we can't do a recount. That is a thing that can happen. So the deputy returning officer, at the end of the night, they have to take the poll box with all of the votes in it, all of the counted votes, sealed, and they have to take them home. And then within 24 hours, they have to deliver them to Elections Canada, to the station where they initially picked them up. And it took me like an hour and a half bus ride each way to be able to do that. I had to take everybody's vote papers on the bus when I lived in Oakville. So I'm driving around on the bus the day after the election with a box full of ballots that are marked and counted, and I'm just like, this is so awkward, and I feel like I should need a security team. But, like, by law, I have to return them within 24 hours. At least that's my recollection of back then. Otherwise, I could face jail time. And they really will come after you if you do not return those things right away. And Death, I'll get to your hydrate in just a moment. I had to open a drink. I'm sorry I didn't react funny to that one. I was in the middle of braining. So, occasionally, when there is some sort of weird fraud going on at a station, there will be cases of, oops, we lost the ballots. But I've honestly never really heard of a case where it's been a problem. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Yeah. Yeah, like, the Chicago police that were gassed by the federal agents, they should have arrested those federal agents. And they're allowed to. No matter who breaks a law, if an officer catches you breaking the law, whether you're the president of the United States or a federal agent, an FBI undercover, or whatever, you can still get arrested and charged for that crime and face jail time for it. And once it starts happening, it won't stop. When the local police force gets fed up enough, they're going to start arresting ICE agents, and they should have been doing it already. And once they start doing it, that's the end of it. ICE will no longer be able to keep fighting back. They should have done it 10 years ago, yes. Dems are perfect, so I'm going to vote for the guy who is infinitely worse in every way possible to be worse. And it's the Dems' fault that was my thought process. That's stupid. People are stupid. Well, you see, you have to have optimism. And the police are, in fact, thinking of actually arresting ICE agents. And I think they should start doing it. Because then they'll know who these people are. You catch an ICE agent committing a crime, you arrest them. Extreme use of force, arrest them. They are going beyond what is considered reasonable use of force in many of their instances of arrests, or detainments, rather. Yes. However, who has the right to decide those kinds of things, right? I think like that too sometimes when I get really, really, really upset. But I would rather uphold the law and not become like them. Or worse. Because that's the only way your society remains civilized. When you look at the actual history of the French Revolution, it got so much worse after other people started taking over. Because they delved into, like, early forms of complete fascist regimes. Where, like, one lady was brought in for a crime, but it turned out that she wasn't the right lady, and they're like, well, you're here anyways, so we'll just execute you anyhow. And they did. They killed her. She was completely innocent, and they're like, well, you're here. Too bad. ACAB? What's ACAB again? Some cops actually joining the... You know what I really like? The Portland protesters. All cops are bastards. Okay. I'll allow it. But, I wanted to be a cop. But Canadian cops are just, like, so fundamentally different than American cops. Like, our whole thing about crime was more prevention rather than reaction. I'll allow it, Judge Mills Lane. Celebrity deathmatch. Wow. Um, but yeah, our policing in Canada is prevention as opposed to reaction. So we tend to be out more, visible more. We talk to our community. We help people as opposed to punishing them. So like some lady stealing cheese, and it's because she hasn't eaten anything in a week, or she's just trying to feed her kids. You know, a cop might, instead of charging her with theft, they'll just be like, okay, you know what, we're gonna ban you from the store for like a week, and I'll buy you some groceries. Yes, we have more de-escalation tactics too. And we use our guns as an absolute last resort. We much prefer our tasers, if that even. We prefer soft language first, kindness, understanding, empathy. And guess what? Our cities are a lot friendlier and a lot safer. We have gun laws, and people still own guns. I had a cop story that's on ice that was commentary on police. Yeah. American cops are reactionary as opposed to preventative. And I think that's a huge difference in how America and Canada are also very different cultures in that regard. Where, like, we focus on empathy and understanding and multiculturalism as opposed to like a big melting pot. America is a fondue, Canada is a stew, or a curry. A big chunky stew with all those delicious flavors. I think the wire under pretense of something like SWAT show exactly from minute one. You already see the not so subtle commentary things. Okay. Oh, the Norwegian police funniest arrest ever. Yes, that video is pretty great. Canada policing is very much like that too. The crimes you have to deal with are just like funny men drunk in the park first thing in the morning because they were out drinking all night and they can't find the bus stop kind of thing. Hold on, I have to open my door because my dad closed my door and now Tesla can't get out to his litter box. Here you go, Nugget. No, Nugget doesn't want to go out. Oh, maybe the physiotherapist is here. What day is it? It's already Wednesday. Crikey. It's already the 15th of October. I don't know what I'm going to do for National Novel Writing Month. If I'm even going to participate. And of course, like, by National Novel Writing Month, I mean 9, which is not enough in November. But also, it's November. Because we don't support National Novel Writing Month anymore, because they protect child predators, and they support AI. So, we don't like them anymore. There's never anything good in this world. the good things I love in this world always turn out to have something bad about them. That's no wonder the world's so miserable. One of the creepypasta narrators that I like, he started using AI videos in his backgrounds too. And so I have another storyteller creator, another performance artist to shame every time I see one of their videos. And I tell them, shame on you for using AI and not supporting other arts and artists while you're a performance artist yourself. Shame on you. Because while I might find an AI picture and, like, repaint it and make it better, I didn't create that AI picture. It just was thrown in my face and I had to deal with it. Anyways, I think for the desk design, I'm gonna go with what I have drawn there. Because the IKEA Alex desk is, or the drawers are awful. Welcome back. I think of Sweden, a lot of things come to mind, but mostly Saabs and Volvos. Because my parents owned one of each. My family has only ever owned Volkswagens. Volkswagen. The people's wagon. People's car. Neffa's redeemed a street. Thanks for the stretch, Neff. Oh, you were too slow to hit me in the face with the hydrate. I'm glad my horns protect me from most of them. Das Auto. Tesla's just weaving around my legs. It's really cute. That'll teach me to eat in mods at the same time as storing hydrates would say. Yeah, you get to miss smashing me in the face with tin cans. Sorry, aluminum cans. Never seen one more practical than that cyber fail. Once was a man with an ugly truck. I gotta find that. I think it's this one. Oops.
There once was a truck with an ugly frame. Its angle sharp and it looked so lame. The people wondered who's to blame. The man who goes to Mars. All hail the Cybertruck, a brick on wheels that frankly sucks. They call it sleek, but let's be real, it's the dumbest thing on wheels.
There's the link for you guys. All that engineering put into the panels, why would you wrap a cyber flop? DeLorean, I'm an embarrassment, would have been a failure if not for the movie. Yep, well, at least Edison Motors exists. Didn't they also prove it wrong with math? The math doesn't lie. I'm gonna have to be with the math on this one. And it makes me wonder all of those like safety claims that they made where they're like, it broke the safety machine. Like the machine that they used to measure the safety, and it like broke the ratings. It makes me wonder if that was a lie too. That's the thing about math done right. It don't lie. Not like Elon Musk lies. But yeah, the Cybertruck song, a lot of fun. It's a brick on wheels that frankly sucks. I felt the need to share that with you guys, if you hadn't seen it before. It gets stuck in my head sometimes. Yeah, I think the physiotherapist is here. Let's switch paintings. Keep working. I think we were still working on Maddie's sleeve. Neff has redeemed a posture check. Everybody on trip. Ouch! You have crushed the seaweed. You crushed the seaweed, Neff. You have to be delicate with it. This is the new meta. Smashing Say in the face with aluminum cans. Is this the new game slash goal? The wham bam of posture check combined with high rate? I think you meant Elon Cybertech. Halten Sie meinen Gruß! The balancing act. Yeah, the spinning can. That one was pretty good too. Wham bam bippity bow. What? Alex does movie reviews. Wham bam, bippity bow. It's a common phrase. Interesting. Jake and Layla go to the cabin by the lake to do the deep voice of Devil's Tango. And wham bam bibbity bow, Carla's born. Okay. Thank you for the hydrate and the streech. slowly making our way across this painting. Oh, did I just hear mail get delivered? Maybe it was my dad just checking the mailbox out of habit. Oh, thank you. Apparently there's mail, guys. It's my ODSP stuff that was supposed to arrive like 3 weeks ago via express post. So I sent it the day they decided to actually go on strike. She paid for express post and got anything but. Lovely. You've got mail. Well, I've got that to deal with later. Yay! Administrative stuff. Sorry I've gone so quiet. As usual. Trying to take my meds, mainly by refilling my pillbox 4 days after I should have. Ugh! Is that what happens when you can't stay on top of your shit? Even in the face of extreme duress. Man. Yeah, no, I get it. If it weren't for stream and you guys, like, consistently showing up, I would probably have a really messy life. Rest and apathy somehow. Well, then again, they may go together. Or they will go together. You can only stay angry for so long and then you just don't give a fuck for a while. Then back to other feelings. Yeah. This is why I kind of gave up on really being angry all of the time, because I just got sick of it. I just got sick of being miserable. I hear airplane noises. God, I love it when a painting builds up to a point where, like, you've been working on something for a little while and then just, like, bam, it's sort of, like, come into existence. I know someone's probably gonna be like, say, watch your phrasing. Never. Hey Hira, how you doing? Your Ormu grew up. It's an adult now. Just thought I'd let you know. I did some painting, a light version, yesterday. Hey, painting's great. I did see something got shared to art, but I haven't looked at it yet. Death Sand just designing things. Oh, the art section of the Discord. And Death Sand posted something that I just saw. How are you today? It looks good. What is it, Death? I mean, like, it says character design, but there was something that looked kind of like an album cover on the side. My eyes were going all scurry, so I need to take a break. I was like, I'm falling asleep while painting. Just getting into the chill mode. Monster human from something. Monster human form, something I don't know. It's just I thing. Oh, okay. Well, it's interesting. It kind of like has a weird cross between Digimon and Pokemon vibes. Man, I thought I was almost done this painting, but like each time I go back to it, I'm like, there's more. This painting. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be nice and quick with it, but I'm like, I want it to be really nice, not just like one of my quick practice pieces where I'm just like learning about light and color. This one's like texture and detail and Ross has already got the theme song stuck in his head. I think Digimon is superior to Pokemon, just saying. I can feel the lack of sleep starting to set in on me. I'm worried if I, like, take a shower after stream like I wanted to, I'll just end up sleeping all day and then I'll fuck up my sleep schedule. I'm really starting to get the light and shadow in on this, though. On the shirt. Gotta paint those chains soon, and I'm putting it off. You're also struggling with sleep. Yeah. I woke up at 2 in the morning and didn't go back to bed till 6, and stream starts at 9, and I still woke up at 8:15. Alright, okay, Ross, I'll see you later. I might end stream early today because, like, God, I am so tired. I am just exhausted. You're silently panicking over tech. What kind of tech? You have to go, no, okay, I'll see you later, Death. Yeah, it'll be alright. I'll stay for a little bit at least. I'm only just thinking of ending stream early. It would only be half an hour. So, because I usually only go 3 hours. So it'd only be half an hour early that I'd be ending it. But, what kind of tech are you panicking over, Fantasy? Because a lot of people here are really good with tech. You should ask us for help. Always ask your friends for help. I'm just like looking at all the little textures on Maddie's shirt that I've painted so far, and I'm just like, yes. W10 and the fact that I had to... Oh, Windows 10. The fact that I had to log in and wait for the free 1 year... Oh, until I have to change to Windows 11. Oh. I mean, Windows 10 is superior to Windows 11 because Windows 11 has all the AI garbage in it. And even more bloatware. Can't we just have an operating system company that doesn't put bloat and spyware and everything? Oh wait, it's Linux. Can't we have an operating system company that doesn't put bloat and spyware and everything and is user-friendly? And supports almost everything? can't we have that? Is there some UX designer out there who can make Linux user-friendly? Like, dumb user-friendly? Because I like dumb user-friendly, but I don't like too dumb user-friendly. Apple is too dumb. Apple is the kind of thing that puts your you install a new printer and you plug it in and it puts it at the top of the driver's list, and when you scroll down to find the name of your printer, it's not there, and then you just think, oh, I can't find the drivers because it's put it at the top of the list for you. Because you're used to Windows and having to do everything yourself. That was an experience I had. But yeah, like, so are you being forced to upgrade to Windows 11? Is that what's happening? I wonder if the Seaman Demon and Avid Carpet Enjoyer are ever going to return. I like it when weird people show up. Well, of course they're going to end support because it costs them money to continually update and support it. I mean, eventually I had to stop using Windows 7. And then I switched to Windows 8. And eventually I had to stop using Windows XP and upgrade to Windows 7. I really loved XP. XP was great. They skipped, was it? They skipped 9, I think? Yeah, Windows 7 was great. Great interface. It was still a little bit bloaty. Windows 8 was garbage, and they skipped 9. And just went straight to 10. And 10 was pretty decent. 11 is AI spyware, bloatware. Yeah. And it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, I might actually start looking into Linux. Because it's getting ridiculous. Yeah. They're gonna abandon 10, force everyone to buy 11, and then they're gonna use AI to spy on you. I'm already trying to de-Google by using, like, DuckDuckGo. Yeah. They've added all these, like, widgets and shit that you can't get rid of, like, the news docket and all that. I'm like, I don't want that. If I want that, I will install it myself. Why does it come default with the operating system and you can't get rid of it? Like, I understand it can come default, but let me do a custom install where I don't install any of those things. And then, you know, Cortana, like, fuck that. I don't want an AI on my computer. I hate AI. I hate it. They changed Windows Mail, and now they put mail ads, they put ads in line with your inbox. So I switched to Mozilla Thunderbird. As soon as they forced me to switch to the new mail, I switched out to Thunderbird. So if you're still stuck with Windows Mail and you don't like the advertisements and you don't want to pay for a subscription fee to get ads out of your inbox and a system that's built into your operating system, get Mozilla Thunderbird. It's open source. Mozilla. Superior. I've done a little bit of stuff with Linux, but like the last time I touched Linux was Ubuntu. So you can't resist the future. You know what? That's what they said about trucks in Timmins. And they ripped out the train tracks, and now they don't have a train to Timmins anymore, and trucking is becoming prohibitively expensive. Anytime somebody's like, this is the future, I'm just like, sure, bro. Tell that to the people who ripped out the train tracks, and now cars are too expensive. Yep. Or what about all of those companies that have digital music and books, and then the company goes under or it's bought out, and then suddenly it's like, you don't actually own those things anymore, and we've decided to close the company. Goodbye to your libraries. So the one thing I don't like about Steam is I don't own the game. I don't own a physical copy. If I could, I would, but I can't in the case of things on Steam. But the one thing that Steam has allowed is more creatocracy, where good stuff, floats to the surface and the shit sinks. And you don't have to have a distribution network in order to and manufacturing and millions of dollars in order to sell CDs of your game, which I get is great. And it allows for more democratization of creation of products. But at the same time, it's like, well, some uber rich company could buy out Steam, like Disney could probably try and buy Steam, and then I would be forced to be stuck with Disney services, and that means Disney has everything that I have, and all of the games that I bought are now, to me, defunct because I won't support Disney. My family has, apparently someone in my family has Prime. I don't know why they're paying for it, because they go and watch Prime TV and they get fucking advertisements on Prime. What is up with that? You pay for a subscription to watch stuff and you still get ads? Like, fuck. Why are you paying for that? Yeah, well, what's gonna happen when he dies, right? When he dies, who does it go to, and are they going to sell it? They want it all and your soul and your fucking bones and ashes. You know how I watch anime that I can't see normally? I pirate it. Because Funimation absorbed Crunchyroll. And then they were going to destroy Crunchyroll. And there was such an outcry that they decided not to. It's kind of like the same reason why I will never buy a Cricket product. Cricket decided that we're going to charge you a subscription fee in order to use the hundreds of dollars machine that you had to buy in the first place. But now you have to pay a subscription fee to use it. And the backlash was insane. And so they decided not to do that because they're like, oh shit, we done goofed, and they goofed permanently. The fact that they merely thought about doing it, much less went through the process of nearly implementing it, is already enough for me to be like, nope. Because what's going to stop you from doing it in the future now that you've prepared everything for it? They were going to launch it, and the backlash was so much that they just stepped back from it and they dropped that portion of the product. Yeah, you definitely have anxiety. Fantasy, your doctor is stupid if they don't think you have anxiety, because you shouldn't be getting that reaction from tech. And the thing is, like, are they forcing the upgrade to Windows 11, or can't you just, like, continue using Windows 10 until you change computers? Like, I don't understand where they're like, I just don't understand how you're being forced to upgrade to Windows 11. A free year? Like, don't you already own the operating system? Aren't you able to just continue using it? Or are you paying a subscription fee to use Windows 10? Because I didn't have that when I had Windows 10. Oh, I mean, they stopped the security updates for Windows XP, and some government systems still use it, so, that's bullshit. Personal computers continue using it. My laptop cannot run Windows 11. Physically cannot run Windows 11. It can barely run Windows 10, actually. And that's what it came with. So, I don't know what's up there. Like, I'm gonna have to continue using Windows 10 because that's the only operating system that's ever been on that computer. They can't force me to stop using it. Well, Fantasy, just don't upgrade. Just continue using Windows 10. Just simply don't upgrade. Don't do any updates. Turn off the updates. You should be allowed to continue using the operating system that you paid for as long as you feel comfortable with possible security breaches, which, in the case of you, I don't think it's really going to be a problem. Just, Windows Defender is good enough to take out most viruses, and, I don't know, look into, ask the techie nerds if there's a better free antivirus software out there. But most of the time, Windows Defender is more than enough. And besides, most of the people who make viruses make them for Apple products nowadays because it's a bigger market. And the ones that make them for Windows are making them to get into government systems, not your personal computer. So I wouldn't worry too much. I know enough about computers to be comfortable saying that continue using Windows 10 until the computer dies. So, Fantasy, if you can, just simply don't upgrade. Just keep using it. Just straight up keep using it. I used Windows XP until Windows 8 was out. And they had long since stopped security updates for that. So, on a side note, being unable to sleep, the only kind of good thing that came out of that could have been from last year's ago. I was able to figure out some more art edits. Took the time to listen to Mobile Suit Gundam narrative OST. Nice. Yeah, I've learned that the Digimon game from like 10 years ago actually has pretty rad music. I'll have to go look up the OST for that later. Forced to upgrade from 10 to 7. Well, is that because you upgraded your computer? Yeah, you had to change your computer, right? So, that makes sense. Also, you should clean your computers every once in a while. Always make sure they're off before you open them up. Off and unplugged. And make sure you're grounded. You can get little grounding bracelets. Yeah. you'll never get that back. You might as well let that go. Uh, I have to say, Windows 11, like, usability is really good. It's all the bloatware that I have a problem with. The bloatware, spyware, and the shoving AI down my throat. And the forced updates where they're like, no, we're gonna restart your computer whether you want to or not, and update. So keep using Windows 10 as long as you can. And honestly, if you still have that old Windows 7 computer, Fantasy, look up a tutorial on how to open the laptop and properly clean it. That would probably help a lot. I think my old laptop, I do have to give it a clean, but I think also like one of the RAM sticks probably died. It uses 100% of its CPU to to run Windows. Hiroyuki Sawano. I know that name as a composer. What else did he do? I'm trying to think of the name. Ugh, can't remember it. For a music player, like, I've recently gone back to Winamp. I recently went back to Winamp for some things. But mainly, I just use YouTube for music nowadays. So like, I don't even use music players anymore. So, and VLC Media Player. I like VLC. It's open source, and it plays just about everything. And anything it doesn't play, you can download a plugin to play it. So, VLC is superior. People were trying to revive Winamp. Winamp was such a good program. Well, Hans Zimmer is really, really good. Alright, I have to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Any turn. Welcome back, Necromancer. My brain is just like shutting down. It's just like, if you're tired. The Chinese bot is back that keeps claiming my audio again too. Yeah, it's probably a good time to end stream, but I want to take a shower too. And there's so much I still have to do. I have to do some research on materials that I'm still gonna need for the desk. I'm gonna have to make actual blueprints. Maybe, probably, yeah. Having had like maybe a grand total of 3 hours of sleep, I'm just like, rah. But the people I normally raid into are not on right now. Why? Don't be angry, Ross. Don't be angry. There's no need to be angry. I don't even know what this accent is. Don't be angry. There's no need. All it does is ruin your day. Right? Being angry is... It just ruins your day. No, it's not even Scottish. It's nothing. It just came out. It's just what it does. Weird noises come out of me sometimes. mean, I guess I could hang on for a little bit longer. If people are bored, you're free to lurk. This is technically my streams are always co-working streams. Just not so much coordinated co-working. Some article, something about how some parents complaining about some kids' shows because the accent was, say, British or Aussie, etc., and the kids were starting to speak like that. Mimicry is a thing children do. You're riding along to stream, excellent. Well, maybe we'll keep going so you can actually work. Work. I think I'm gonna sleep for a bit after this mess of a day. Yeah, fantasy. If I were you, I wouldn't worry about upgrading. You own that copy of the operating system. You can continue to use it as long as you like. The tiny horses are zooming back and forth. Tesla actually went down to the living room landing on his own this morning. I had brought him down and he ran back upstairs, but I went down into the kitchen to make my coffee. And he actually came back down. Shocking. So, progress! Tesla's been brave to date. Having relatives across the pond helps, yes. But yeah, fantasy, I wouldn't worry about it. They're giving quote-unquote 1 free year of upgrades, and it's like, well, the upgrades have always been free because yeah. You already own the operating system. All the upgrades were free to begin with. Are they giving people like a free copy of Windows 11 for 1 year? Because I wouldn't take it. If I have to pay, like, a subscription fee for an operating system, I am 100% moving to Linux. Because, oh my lord, that would be awful. Like, these companies don't need more money. That's the thing. This infinite growth thing, just, ugh. It's so bad. Continuous infinite growth, just, it doesn't work, man. Just doesn't. You can't have constant growth in a closed system. Physics doesn't allow for it. When I was introduced to such a concept regarding guy, and I was like, that shit ain't sustainable, Ross. You're just a young adult, what do you know? For all the things we disagree with. Even my other brother watching RoboCop 2. Good movie. The original RoboCop is still the better one, but... RoboCop 2 picked up in a heartbeat how one of the failed RoboCop 2 prototypes, when he realized he was in a machine, freaked the fuck out, even his half of secure face still restricted, and immediately shot the two OCP engineers before shooting himself. Someone said their death was because they didn't realize pulling off their helmet would kill them. Then the second they realized what happened to them, they were like, fuck, that's probably what happened. That's probably exactly what happened. I mean, oh yeah, the criminal. Yeah, really. And that was the whole point of the writing. Also, how it flew over everybody's heads, save for a few, how the 2014 remake, they were rating Murphy solely on his ability to shoot quickly, not how Murphy was making more solid, smarter choices. Oh god, I don't remember the remake very well. Every time I think of RoboCop, I just think of the original. Well, that's because he was still human, right? Well, fantasy, the only thing you can do is really face it and learn. That's how it works, and don't be afraid to ask your friends for help. Because I built my own system. I picked my parts and I built it. I had a little bit of help because it had been a long time since I had last done that, so I wasn't up to date on the technology changes, and like I picked buying a computer at the right time because it turns out that the next gen of cores, processors, up from what I have, is faulty and can literally melt down and start a fire. And then there's, they changed the socket, for the first time ever on the chips. So, I got one of the newer sockets because if I want to upgrade in the future, I just have to change the processor instead of changing the whole motherboard and blah blah blah. It's a lot. Most people have no idea how their computers work. They're like, it has electricity, it go burr, it do computational stuff. Most people have no idea how their tech works. Yeah, I think I remember vague bits about the remake. It worked exactly how it was programmed. Yep. That's me. I don't know shit about computers, but if I keep streaming, I should get either a better laptop or PC. Yeah. Well, it depends on what you want to do, how much power you need. You know, because I'm doing art, I don't need that much power, but also I wanted to have the option of having more power to play more modern games if I so decided. So I picked something that would be good for probably about a decade. Oh, that's why it's not working. Yeah, I spent a long time making decisions about my computer. Yeah, for art, you don't need a lot of power, so like a laptop's probably good, but it also depends on how you want to stream art. Like, OBS does take up a bit of power. And of course, then if you're doing VTubing, you're going to need tracking software like VNyan, or if you're using like FaceRig for like, or whatever the 2D VTubers use, the PNG tubers, they're really fancy ones. If you're doing that, you're gonna need a much more powerful computer because it has to manipulate all of those layers, and apparently that's quite taxing. But if it's just like a webcam in traditional art, and like Vidautu, where it's like 3 PNGs, and all it does is change based on whether you're talking or not, and not do actual like a mouth tracking, like tube streams, tubular troll, then like a modern laptop is probably more than good enough. Modern laptops are actually really powerful. And as much as I hate Apple as a corporation, their hardware is really nice. I hate their software, but I love their hardware. And I hate their customer service. And I hate everything about the company. Ever since Steve Jobs died, they've just... garbage. Struggles with having OBS, CSP, and browser at the same time. Yeah, my my old laptop, 100% of the CPU goes to the operating system, and any browser is chunky and can't run CSP anymore. It used to be able to. It can't anymore, and Scrivener is slow. Scrivener. Of course, my Scrivener file for the Witch Hunter Society is like really, really, really big. Because, you know, there's information from as far back as 2008 in that file. I might have to change everything over to Obsidian because Scrivener is just too clunky. And whenever Scrivener does a major update, you have to buy a new version. So... And, I think Obsidian is probably just better. And it's free. It's free and it has end-to-end encryption should you want to connect it with using cloud services in some way, which is really neat. Obsidian is so secure that not even the guys who created Obsidian know how many times it's been downloaded and used. Which I really love. Saiga is the one who got me into Obsidian, and I started using it to, like, keep my thoughts and my information for LARP Town kind of organized, and I just started getting really into it yesterday for some other stuff, and now, like, I kind of want to spend the rest of today, like, just, working on Obsidian, and inputting everything I have from the Witch Hunter Society into an Obsidian file. And the best thing about it is if Obsidian goes away, the whole thing is written in Markdown. And that is fantastic. Oh, Necromancer knows Obsidian. Oh, that's so good. So, it's written in it, like, all the files are just, you know, text files. And it's in Markdown, so it's basically universal to computers. Anything can open an Obsidian file. Which is so neat. And I'm like, this is a good product. And it's free product. You can pay for it if you like, but it's free otherwise. You just don't get, like, the brand new, like, insider... You know, they're still testing things, updates. If you want the cutting edge stuff, and like really hardcore Obsidian users, then you can pay a fee for that. But otherwise, it's free. I have Apple iBook G4. I'm mixed feelings about it. Everything else, at least the situation you use an Apple computer, I can switch some effort quickly. Yeah. Half the family uses Apple, half the family uses PC. My dad uses both, so technically 3/4 of the family uses Apple right now. Oh, wait, no, my brother uses both now too, and my mom can barely use computers, period. So... And the only reason I have an iPhone for tracking is because it was given to me by Sai. It was her dad's, and he got a new one, and so this is a hand-me-down from Sai's dad. And Sai didn't need it because she also had a newer one that I think was a hand-me-down from her mom. And so now I have an iPhone solely for the tracking, because the facial tracking is better for iPhone than in any other phone, because once again, some of Apple stuff is in fact a superior product, but also it's like, it's Apple. When there's an open source level kind of phone creation, I remember Phone Bricks was a thing where, like, it was like a Lego but phones, and you could just unplug a piece from the back and plug a new piece in. Try to lay down. All right, you take care, Ross. Take a nap in the shade. If you lurk, we can just raid you to whoever we go to next, and you'll wake up to someone else, and it'll be an adventure, a journey. I use it for work, all my TTRPGs, personal stuff. Yeah, I'm really getting into Obsidian. I spent a lot of time last night just building some files for other stuff that I'm working on, and it's nice. It's so nice. And in my off time, like, I'm watching tutorials and whatnot for it, so I'm learning how to use it better. Sai has a good templating system for characters, so I'll ask her what she uses and probably install that plugin. I think it's just literally called Templater, but I'm not sure. I hate Apple too. I haven't had my laptop since 2019. Yeah, that's very old for a computer nowadays, but my dad is still occasionally uses my my Apple that I had back when I first started YouTube. The one that shipped with a broken logic board or a faulty logic board that they knew about. And so I didn't join Minecraft because of it. He still uses that one. It's from 2009. Yep, the only reason I didn't become a Minecracker, the first female Minecracker, was because of that Apple computer. I tried for months to record. The reason I didn't become a YouTube content creator for Minecraft was because of that computer. And a couple of months after it was out of its service range, out of warranty, they're like, oh yeah, this is the problem. And I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me that the board needed to be replaced in order for it to work? And they were like, well, you would have had to, like, give it up for service anyways. And I'm like, well, if you told me that it would work afterwards, and that this was the only way, because you kept telling me it was a software problem, but now you're telling me the model number was known for the last 2 years. He's like, what's Metabind do? But yeah, now I'm a VTuber. I tried a couple of times to get into YouTube, and then they canceled the ad revenue program for anybody under 1,000 subscribers. And I just simply stopped. I got so depressed and disheartened that I just stopped creating. And of course, it was during, like, the height of my depression that happened too. And I was just like, fuck this life, I'm out. And I'm glad I didn't go all the way. I just kind of checked out and lay in bed for 15 years. I have to check Tesla's food. It's probably getting low by now. He's just going to his bowl to... I think he's drinking. Yeah. You drink. You thirsty boy. It's a generalized automation tool I used to make button so I can just click new session, new NPC. Ooh. Thanks for the hydrate, Neff. That actually sounds really neat. I'll have to look at Metabind because although it's not often that I need something like that. But I can see where it would be useful. I'm not often creating new characters. But Templator for sure I would want. Because, like, I was using World Anvil, and I have a lot of stuff on World Anvil, and I can't access my information on my World Anvil because the world is private, and I can't unprivate it unless I pay for a subscription, and I'm like, well, fuck me. Fuck my information, I guess. I'm so mad. Like, I'm so mad. You should be able to still access your information. So, because of what happened with World Anvil, I switched to Obsidian. And, yeah, fuck those guys. They're nice people, but also, I should have access to my information. Like, I understand being unable to publish it or edit it, but, you know, still let me access it for Christ's sake. But guess what? Evan is live. Evan is live. We can raid Evan today. So it looks like I have to wait till about noon for Evan. Tesla? Woo! I hope you guys heard him meow. The second one was me. Nickies? Hi. What happened? So you just stared at the floor. Are you mauling my carpet? He's mauling my carpet. It's fine. What's, data view? I don't think I really need data view. It doesn't sound like something I would need. Or data view, however you want to say it. Kill the carpet! Get to the carpet! Get to the chopper! Alright, we're raiding. I will see you guys tomorrow for another stream. Thank you all for coming by as usual. We're off sailing to other waters. May the Franz wash safely ashore. Distant lands. Frond raid. Everybody, thank you so much for coming today. I love you, bye-bye. Hit the button.